We are from Group 5. My name is Sophie Molida.
My name is Muhammad Tatski Raihan.
My name is Sarim Fadaulia.
Hello, my name is Alan Ardi from Group 5.
Hello everyone, my name is Anuran and I am from Group 5. In this video, I will explain a social media issue involving Kopituku and PT KAI, as well as how Kopituku responded to the situation. Some time ago, social media was stirred by an issue that began with a simple incident on a KRL train, but later developed into widespread attention surrounding a local coffee brand, Kopituku. It all started when a female passenger lost her cooler bag in the woman-only carriage on the Tanah Abang to Rangkas Bitung Road. Inside the bag was a stainless handled Tuku 350 ml tumbler worth 225,000 rupiah. The item has actually been kept by a station service officer. However, the owner later publicly complained on the threads and TikTok because her tumbler was reportedly missing from the inside the bag. The complaint triggered a strong public reaction, especially after a narrative emerged claiming that a station officer named Argi was alleged doxxed because of this incident. The issue itself, however, was actually a matter between the passenger and PT KAI, the operator of the KRL.
The viral Tumblr incident on the commuter line attracted significant public attention, particularly because the name of Kopituku was associated with the case. In reality, however, Kopituku had no operational involvement in the incident that occurred on the train. Nevertheless, since the missing tumbler featured the Kopituku brand, the company's official social media accounts were flooded with thousands of comments from netizens. Many people discussed the tumbler price, its material, and its status as a symbol of the increasingly popular local lifestyle brand. As a result, what I initially began is a personal dispute between a passenger and PT KAI gradually evolved into a reputational challenge for Kopituku, a brand that was in fact merely an unintended bystander in the incident. To gain a deeper understanding of how the public, particularly university students, perceive this issue, our team conducted a series of field interviews. Here is our report.
Di sini saya akan mewawancarai mahasiswa S Unggul mengenai Kopituku yang tumblernya lagi viral saat ini nih. Yuk, hai Kak.
Halo,
Boleh kenalan namanya siapa?
nama aku Brinda.
Dari fakultas apa nih?
Ekonomi bisnis, jurusan akuntansi.
Oke, aku boleh nanya-nanya sebentar nggak sih Kak?
Boleh.
Nah, Kakak tahu nggak sih tentang Kopituku yang lagi viral saat ini nih mengenai tumblernya sendiri?
Oh, kebetulan itu lewat di TikTok aku terus, di IG aku terus, jadi aku tahu dan aku juga ngikutin.
Oke, menurut Kakak, apakah ini kan tentang tumbler Kopituku, tapi kenapa Kopitukunya kena? Padahal ini mengenai KAI dengan pengguna KRL.
Sebenarnya tuh aku kira juga permasalahannya itu dari brand itu sendiri, tapi ternyata itu dari penumpang sama karyawan PT KAI, dan itu menurut aku permasalahannya karena melabelkan tumblernya, jadi dia mention nama tukunya.
Oke, baik Kak, kalau kayak gitu terima kasih nih udah mau jawab pertanyaan dari aku. Thank you Kak.
Oke, jadi saya akan wawancara selanjutnya. Halo Kak, boleh tanya-tanya nggak?
Boleh.
Sebelumnya perkenalin namanya siapa Pak?
Reva.
Oh, saya Raihan Kak. Saya dari mahasiswa Public Relation. Saya kan ada tugas wawancara tentang pengguna tuku. Sebelumnya Kakak pengguna tuku kan?
Iya.
Oh, nah Kakak tahu ini nggak sih kasus viral yang soal tumbler tuku?
Oh, tahu tuh yang kaya.
Nah Kakak tahu dari mana itu kasusnya?
Kalau awal-awal sih dari TikTok.
Dari TikTok ya? Oh, dari TikTok. Terus pandangan Kakak terhadap kasus itu gimana sih Kak?
Menurut aku ya itu sih murni kesalahan kainya ya, bukan kesalahan dari tukunya, karena itu kan udah jadi barang si apa tuh pengguna AI-nya itu sendiri.
Klien pribadi ya?
Klien sendiri ya. Jadi nggak
Terus,
ada sangkut pautnya.
Itu mengaruhi kayak ke pembelian kakak terhadap kopi tuku nggak?
Enggak sih, kan nggak ada hubungannya juga ya. Malah makin ya biasa aja sih.
Oh. Dan menurut kakak tuh gimana sih respon tuku terhadap tumbler itu? Apakah sudah tepat atau gimana?
Ya kalau kemarin kan dilihat tukunya aja langsung klarifikasi ya. Jadi sudah tepat sih bahwa mereka bukan kesalahan dari merekanya, jadi dari pihak lainnya, dari KAI gitu.
Jadi yang bertanggung jawab tuh KAI lah ya.
Iya, karena kan kesalahannya di mereka.
Oke kak, kayaknya udah cukup ya kak. Makasih ya kak.
Iya.
Halo semuanya, kali ini saya akan mewawancarai mahasiswa unggul tentang mengenai permasalahan tuku kemarin yang viral di KAI. Halo kak.
Ya, halo.
Boleh perkenalan dirinya nggak? Namanya siapa, dari fakultas apa?
Oke. Nama gue Michael, Fakultas Manajemen Bisnis.
Oke, mau nanya masalah kemarin yang tahu kan brand tuku yang Tumblr dan viral di KAI itu.
Oh iya, tahu.
Menurut lu sendiri itu bakal ada dampak yang berjangka panjang nggak ke brand tukunya itu sendiri?
Kalau menurut gue ya, karena itu kemarin case-nya rada lucu ya.
Iya.
Tumblr yang hilang di KAI, terus si empunya Tumblr nih apa ya, kayak panik sendiri gitu
Iya,
kan ya.
iya.
Kalau menurut gue itu ningkatin brand awareness untuk tuku sih. Kalau menurut gue itu overall positif untuk tukunya ya. Karena dengan adanya kasus itu secara nggak langsung brand tuku kan jadi apa ya? Jadi naik gitu.
Oke.
Dan orang-orang jadi tahu gitu ada apa ya? Ada Tumblr-nya dan orang jadi makin penasaran untuk ke tuku gitu lah.
Jadi naikin brand awareness-nya ya.
Iya.
Kalau yang kedua, kira-kira yang dilakukan sama Tuku dan KAI ini kan dia ada klarifikasi dan ada tindakan dilakukan nih mengenai masalah kemarin. Menurut lu sendiri itu yang dilakukan tuh udah baik atau gimana menurut lu?
Kalau menurut gue ya, kalau keputusan pertama dari KAI-nya dan yang punya Tumblr ini rada terburu-buru sih, rada kurang tepat karena dari PT KAI-nya juga membuat statement dan kebijakan yang mendadak banget ya kan, dan itu juga kurang pas lah dengan momen itu. Tapi gue rasa Tuku ngambil kesempatan itu dengan baik sih. Karena apa ya, Tuku membuat statement yang bagus gitu kan dan netral lah untuk di mata publik. Jadinya overall menurut gue Tuku ngambil semua step yang tepat sih untuk kasus ini. Oke.
Oke, siap. Thank you ya Kak, udah ganggu waktunya. Terima kasih.
Based on the three interview, we came down for on many points. First, most students understand that the real issue is that when on the passenger and the PTKI, not Kopituku. Second, Kopituku was ways only dragon until because their product was there, not because the brand made any mistake. Third, people film Kopituku handle it well, staying calm, not defensive, and keeping their simple brand image. Lastly, handling the issue this way can actually boost their reputation as long as they stay consistent.
Our interview findings support the analysis in our paper. From issue to crisis, Kopituku's communication strategy in the viral Tumblr loss case. We use the Situational Communication Theory or SCCT by W. Timothy Combs as our main framework. Based on SCCT, Kopituku is categorized as a victim because the crisis happened due to an incident in the viral system, not because of the company's products or employees. This is also how most of our interviews view the case. And our paper also highlight the importance of issue management, how organization monitor and respond to public conversation before they turn into bigger crisis. One of the interviews also emphasized that brands should practice digital listening to better understand public opinion and respond effectively.
As Rehan mentioned, our paper used Stephen Fink's crisis management model, which divides as crisis into 4 stages: pro-model, acute, chronic, and resolution. In this case, the issue started on social media, became viral, continued through public discussion, and ended with Tuku clarification and trust-building effort. Our evolution shows that Kopituku handled the crisis effectively through transparent, empathic, and consistent communication, despite a slight delay in the initial response. Overall, the public responded positively, indicating the company's crisis communication strategy successfully maintain consumer trust and protect this brand competition.
Therefore, it can be concluded that although Kopituku was merely indirectly involved in the dispute between the passenger and PT KAI, the brand's transparent, empathetic, and consistent response, in line with its brand identity, successfully helped ease the potential for a larger crisis. This can be seen as an example of an indirect reputational crisis where a brand reputation is affected by an issue that does not directly originate from the brand itself. That concludes our special report on the Kopituku Tumbler and KAI issue.
This case serves as an important reminder of the need for proactive issue management in the digital era, where even a minor issue can quickly escalate into a national spotlight for a brand, even what that brand is not at full. Thank you for watching Campus Bulletin. I'm Sahlan Ardi. See you in our next report.